The air was thick with the aroma of spices, sweet and pungent, a symphony for the senses. Sunlight streamed through brightly coloured awnings, casting dancing shadows on the bustling crowds below. Merchants called out their wares, their voices like a melodious song against a backdrop of chatter and laughter. This was the heart of Damascus, a market pulsing with life and energy. Here in the winding alleys of Al-Hamidiya Souk, vendors displayed their treasures. Silk from the east, hand-woven carpets and gleaming copperware. The scent of cardamom and cinnamon wafted from nearby spice shops, mingling with the aroma of fresh bread. It was a feast for the senses, a tapestry woven from the sights, sounds and smells of the old city. Sara, a young woman with eyes as dark and bright as the night sky, navigated the crowded market with ease and familiarity. She worked in a small shop, her days filled with the monotonous task of measuring fabrics and assisting customers. Life had always been a struggle for Sara and her family. Her father, a carpenter, had been injured in an accident, leaving him unable to work. The weight of responsibility pressed heavily on Sara's slender shoulders. She longed for a better life, a life free from the constant worry of providing food and paying rent. But hope seemed like a distant glimmer in the darkness, a dream forever out of reach. As Sara hurried through the crowded market, her mind preoccupied with her family's troubles, her foot struck something solid. She paused, trying to understand what had happened, and looked down to see what had obstructed her path. It was a leather wallet lying on the ground amidst the hustle and bustle. It wasn't just any wallet, it looked old and well worn. As she picked it up, she felt a wave of surprise at its weight. It was unexpectedly heavy, piquing her curiosity. It was unusually thick, as if it were filled with more than just paper money. She wondered what could be inside. Curiosity getting the better of her, she cautiously opened the wallet. Her hands trembled slightly as she unclasped it. Inside, among a thick wad of Syrian lira, she found a large sum of money she hadn't expected. A shiny credit card and a driver's license. The credit card was brand new, adding to her confusion. The face that stared back at her from the ID card was that of an elderly man with a distinguished, unforgettable appearance. His forehead was wrinkled with age, and his eyes were sharp and intelligent. His eyes reflected a life full of experiences. The name printed on the card sent a shock through her body. Adnan Fard, a name synonymous with wealth and influence throughout Syria. She couldn't believe her eyes. Adnan Fard, a name synonymous with wealth and influence throughout Syria. This discovery could change her life. Sara's heart pounded in her chest. She had never seen so much money in her life. With this money, she could finally ease her family's burdens, buy the medical care her father desperately needed, and provide her younger siblings with the opportunities they deserved. A life of comfort and security, the life she had always wished for, suddenly seemed within her grasp. But as the initial shock subsided, a wave of guilt washed over her. This money wasn't hers. It belonged to someone else, someone who had undoubtedly worked hard for it. The thought of keeping it, of profiting from someone else's misfortune, left a bitter taste in her mouth. Sara closed the wallet and made a decision. She would find the owner and return his property. It was the right thing to do, she told herself, ignoring the tempting whispers of what could be. But finding the owner in this massive throng of people seemed like an impossible task. She started by asking the vendors near where she had found the wallet. Had they seen anyone matching the description on the driver's license? Most shook their heads, their faces blank with indifference. Others offered vague descriptions, pointing her in different directions. Hours passed and Sara's hope began to dwindle. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, and the market began to close for the day. Exhaustion gnawed at her, physically and emotionally. The city, once familiar and comforting, now seemed vast and indifferent, a maze of unfamiliar faces. As she walked, she couldn't shake the feeling of eyes watching her, judging her, whispering about her behind her back. The weight of the wallet in her hands seemed to increase tenfold, a constant reminder of her inner struggle. Just as she was about to give up hope, she spotted a small cafe tucked away in a quiet corner of the market. The market was crowded and noisy, but this cafe seemed like a peaceful haven away from the commotion. An elderly man sat alone, a newspaper open before him. He looked vaguely familiar. He wore old-fashioned glasses, and his features bore the marks of time. Sara approached him, feeling a mixture of fear and hope. She wondered if he was the person she was looking for. "Excuse me, sir," she began, her voice trembling slightly. "I believe this belongs to you." She held out an old wallet, one that looked like it had seen a lot. She placed the wallet on the table in front of him. The wallet was heavy with memories. The man looked up, his face etched with surprise. Then recognition dawned in his eyes. That wallet meant a lot to him. It was Adnan Fard, the man from the driver's license. He couldn't believe his eyes. He reached for the wallet, his hands trembling slightly. It was a moment filled with emotion. Overwhelmed with emotion, he thanked Sara profusely. He didn't know how to express his gratitude. He had been distraught when he realized he had lost his wallet. That wallet contained a significant part of his life. It held not just money, but important documents and irreplaceable family photos. Those photos told stories of his past. To show his gratitude, he insisted on rewarding Sara generously. It was the beginning of a new friendship. News of Sara's honesty spread through the market like wildfire. No one expected that a simple act could leave such a deep impact on people's hearts. Those who had previously been indifferent now greeted her with smiles and nods of approval. She had become a symbol of honesty and integrity in the community. Her selfless act had struck a chord, reminding everyone that even in the midst of hardship, honesty and compassion could prevail. Her words and actions served as a powerful reminder that good still existed. The money Adnan Fard gave her provided Sara and her family with much-needed relief. It wasn't just the money that brought them happiness, but the feeling that they weren't alone. But more importantly, it restored her faith in humanity. Sara felt that the world could be a better place thanks to kind acts. Her story became a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of one person's integrity to inspire others and make a difference in the world. People talked about her in every corner of the market. The Heart of Damascus seemed to beat a little stronger that day. The market buzzed with life, as if everyone had been inspired by Sara's story.